Live.
Yeah. And live we go. All right.
In my quest to have the perfect camera rig holder MDF thingy.
Mm-hmm.
So, just a flat flat MDF connection with the two bolts was good, but it kept getting loose. So I put a piece of foam in there, and that worked great, but the foam disintegrated. So I went to Ace today, and I got a rubber washer, and I got a nylon washer. And the rubber's in there now, and it seems good, but it's very sticky. Like, it's not easy to move the arm up and down. So I'm going to give it a little longer, and then I'm going to try the nylon washer and see if that works any better.
Interesting. So was it just a little too loose, like moving around a little too much?
I mean, it works, and then it gets loose, and then you need to grab the two pliers and tighten it, and it's a little annoying. Although I did find out that Ace just sells really nice knobs. So the next iteration will probably just have really nice knobs that I can loosen and hand tighten, because there's actually handholds.
You're painting nice knobs.
Yeah! Brett S., what's shaking? There we go. I thought I was too well lit. The model's got to get lit. I need to be in the dark. All right. Do I have anything? Yeah, brush is over here. I was prepared. Paint over here. TK, Studio Prince, hello. And Kurtst Belier, hello.
Hello.
Brian Hoffman,
Welcome.
what's going on? Love the video today. Everyone in the comments is being so nice. Everyone liked it.
Yeah. Only a few rude no's.
Only a few rude no's. This video I think was really interesting for me at least, because I had completely different expectations going into it than what I ended up with. And I think that made it more interesting. Because literally I wrote and filmed the first half, and then experienced the painting, and then went back in and had to rewrite my script and be like, it was decent. It's good, not great. I really want to try the magnifier on the arm.
Minicraft is back.
Minicraft! Hello! Alright, so yesterday I finished the pants. I finished the shirts. So, is it time for the armor and weapons?
Certainly sounds like it.
Or do I paint all the little straps and stuff and then paint the armors?
Love a good strap.
Nah, I think I'm going to go for it. Well, no, I'm going to save the armor because I have a paint coming. I have one of Vallejo's new acrylic metals that I really want to try out because it's supposed to be a good match for the liquid gold silver I have, which has usually been my go-to for orcs. But if I can get an acrylic color, I'd much prefer that. Because the Vallejo liquid silvers are a pain in the butt. Joey Flores, evening all. TK Studio Prints just did my first resin print this year time to get back into the chaos. Your first resin print of the year to get back into the chaos. Neat. I have never resin printed.
Mm-hmm. Could you estimate what year you'll do your first resin print?
Oh boy, I don't know. Printers aren't that attractive to me. I feel like I have enough models. I have enough models that I want to buy that I don't know. I don't really want to buy a printer and figure out how to print models and
I think it's going to be in like
4 months.
probably. I think no. I think it's probably going to be in like 2040.
Wow.
When like it's just like you have to own one to survive. Like that's how you make your food. That's how you make everything.
It's gonna be
I
a
think
Star
that's when
Trek
you'll get it.
replicator.
Mm-hmm. That's when you'll get one.
Minicraft. How long will the stream be? 1 hour. Andy Crimson, painting minis while watching people paint minis. It's a good night. Oh, that is me so hard. Whenever I would play video games, I would always be listening to people play video games. Because I would be listening to the Red Letter Media's streaming show.
Yep, that's what it was called, right?
It was called Previously Recorded. But more people know about Red Letter Media than Previously Recorded.
That's true.
Dr. Drokel. Jay was a very timely video today as I got my virginity goggles dropped off by Amazon today. Haven't tried them out yet. You'll probably love them. I liked them. They're fun. They're interesting. They're neat. Just, they weren't perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. TK Sturdy prints. Yeah, then Jay buys one, prints his first mini, and then is lost to printing. He protests about getting one as he knows it'll be like crack to him.
No, I don't think so. I don't think he would enjoy it very much. Unless that it did the whole thing for you. Like you just went like, and you pressed the button and it printed exactly what you thought of in your mind.
Yeah, honestly, I'm much more interested in the plastic extruder printers.
Mm-hmm.
Though I've have much more experience with those, and I would probably do a lot more prop building and costume building with those.
Mm-hmm.
And that I would really love to print, as opposed to resin minis.
Mm-hmm.
Rhaegar, Baba Booey.
That's what I always say.
Andy Crimson. I had BCGs while in the Navy. Birth control glasses. TK Studio Prints. FDM ones for scenery, etc. Yeah, ideal for FDM. Yeah, and I think I'd probably build a Mandalorian costume. I'd build an Iron Man arm. I'd build all sorts of neat stuff. That is really not practical with resin.
Not with that attitude.
Print myself an entire Terminator exoskeleton. What color am I even looking for? Chocolate brown. BC brown. Yeah.
Those are the browns. It's Oprah's favorite browns.
Minicraft, I got my tackle box ready today, and I can't wait to paint at my local hobby shop. That is a joy. I used to go down to local G-Dubs and paint, and it was fun. Just talking to the weirdos and painting in okay lighting in a strip mall. Minicraft, would you want a custom mini for a custom army I made? Well, doesn't the custom army need the mini?
That's a great question.
Goff Hicks or Jeff Hicks. Probably Jeff Hicks. I just started with resin printing. I am just starting to see its limitations. Well, according to TK, it has no limitations. Right, TK? Your limits are only your imagination.
Mm-hmm. And hard work and determination.
Yeah. Minicraft. They're called the Heralds. I have extra figures. Sounds intriguing. The Heralds of, like, Chaos? Zinch? Or the Heralds of Zinch? Color. This guy is Bandoleer's gonna be. Dr. Drokel, maybe a resin 3D printer would be useful for you for mini upgrades and customization rather than full-on minis, printing different arms, heads, dick towels, the important stuff. That is true, but I just think I have enough. Solomon Seibert Enright. I want to get into Kill Team, and I want to play Orcs. Any ticks on... Okay, Nick, you got this one.
I have no idea.
For Kill Team?
For Kill Team, I mean, you probably don't want to take Ludas. Ludas are pretty useless. Unless maybe you're fighting a nice, you're fighting a non-shooty... army, or you're playing a non-shooty game.
Well, you probably want, what? A knob box, a boy box, and a Gretchen box? Because your boys will give you all of your boys and commandos. The knob box will give you your two knobs with the better weapons. And then the Gretchen will give you your Gretchen.
That is true.
So it's unfortunately for Kill Team, you're kind of stuck buying full kits, even though you only need a few models. If you know an Orc player, though, you might be able to get a couple of things for free, or for a discount, like maybe a couple. If you only want like 2 or 3 Gretchen. Although Gretchen box is pretty cheap, you can just buy a Gretchen box. Gretchen and boys will get you playing. And then I think a box of knobs is a good investment because you get your combi scorcha, you get your big choppas, rockets. If you want to lose, you could take those.
I would maybe skip out on them on the knob box. I'd maybe get the commando box instead.
Oh, okay, yeah. The commando comes with a power claw.
Because you could always play with the boys knob as a knob.
That's true.
It's not as sexy.
Yeah.
Or you can get maybe 2 boxes of boys, and you can convert some of those boys into commandos.
Well, but you probably wouldn't need a second box of boys because it already comes with 10.
Yeah, but my kill team's 12.
That's true.
12 guys.
But 2 of them are grots.
I guess so.
And 2 of them are knobs.
What if you want 20?
That's
you
true.
Want some options. Because I think certain games maybe they wouldn't take as many boys, and I'd take more commandos.
Rhaegar, if I had a resin printer, I'd print so many big titty minis. Jeff Hicks, I traded my old gaming PC for an Anycubic Photon. See, I would do the other trade in a heartbeat. I miss my game so much. I want to play Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. I want to play Fallout New Vegas. Those 2 games I want to play so much. Oh, if it was your old gaming PC, then maybe... well, those games are like 10 years old. It could have done those, I bet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably.
Pink Cat. It is I, the harbinger of doom, the separator of pigments, the maker of citadel pots. Oh my god.
Amazing.
El Rondario. There is a knob box that contains a war boss with an attack squig sprue for about $13 more. Ah, Gut Rippa and his crew, I think it's called.
Something like that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a great box. I don't know if it's great for Kill Team. I don't know a lot about Kill Team Commanders. I'm sure a war boss is in Commanders, but I haven't gotten there yet. I've only been playing with the classic rules.
OG.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff Hicks, if you all could only use one brand of mini paints, what would it be?
Ooh, this is hard because Vallejo has every single color under the sun and every technical paint and everything, but their washes are garbage.
Mm-hmm.
And I like washes. But I love Army Painter washes, but I think their regular paints suck. So I'm really stuck here. Does P3 have a line of washes?
Yes.
Okay, good. Then I'll do that. I pick P3.
You didn't even know if the washes are good.
They're better. They must be better than Vallejo. Vallejo sucks for washes.
I don't hear much about their washes.
They're good. They're good for everything else, but their washes are poopy.
Mm-hmm.
El Rondorio going for coffee. Jeff Hicks, how are P3 paints? I've never tried them. They're very good. They're thick like Games Workshop paints, but I do think that they have a little bit better pigments. Yeah. They may be moving away from pots and going to dropper bottles, which would be pretty sweet. All around just solid paints. I bought yellows because I used up my Games Workshop yellows and I thought they sucked. So I switched to P3 and I bought all the yellows they had and they're all great. So I love P3 paints. Although I use a lot of different brands and I like a lot of things about a lot of different brands. So I don't think I would ever just go hard into one type of paint.
Hard in the paint.
What's wrong, little lady? You look hard in the paint.
Dr. Droko, could you make washes from the Vallejo paints themselves?
That is true. Yeah, I guess, do I just get Vallejo paints or am I forced to purchase Vallejo paints? Because I could buy Vallejo paints and then the paint thinner and some flow aid for airbrush and make my own washes.
Mm-hmm.
I do kind of like the wash product though. It's just nice. I could make my own. I could get dropper bottles and I can make my own, but I don't know. The Army Painter washes are just so cheap and they get the job done.
Well, they don't exist in this universe.
That's true.
So it doesn't even matter.
Mm-hmm. Jeff Hicks, is that a brand from Privateer Press? Yes, that's what P3 is. P3 is the Privateer Press's paint line. You know, you don't hear about War Machine and Hordes very often these days, which is kind of their flagship.
Well, I don't know. Yeah.
Apparently, I've looked it up. It's still a game, but
Still
apparently
exists.
it's not in amazing shape.
People aren't just playing it like crazy.
Yeah, like players are a bit worried that it may not continue to be a game. Minicraft, bye.
Then did it just not get enough support, or?
Yeah, I think it had a lot of success like 5 or 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently it was very very competitive compared to 40K. Like the rules were tight. But I think it just didn't evolve at all.
Mm-hmm.
And it still uses predominantly metal models.
Mm-hmm.
And it has its own intellectual property instead of stealing from other people like Games Workshop with Tolkien and science fiction. And so people didn't really care.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah, like no one was like, "Ooh, I want to play the kind of science fiction Templary magic knight guys."
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's easy to be like, "I want to play orcs."
Right.
I want to play Thpethmerins. But yeah, good old Warm Hordes.
Mm-hmm. Because I remember there was way back when you were really eyeing it.
Yeah, I heard really good things about it. It was a bit cheaper than 40K.
Mm-hmm.
People who were playing it were saying it was much better. And that was during the dark age of 40K when there was no Facebook page or YouTube channel or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So there was nothing particularly to get excited about with 40K because you never knew what was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But now it definitely seems like Games Workshop won.
Mm-hmm. And now we know it's going to happen, and then everyone can hate it.
Mm-hmm. Supreme Tarantula Sorcerer. Oi, what clan these gits from? They're from the Wog clan. From the Order Greenskin.
Perfect.
Paint Cat. I find P3 paints to be closer to Reaper than GW in terms of consistency. I don't think I've ever used Reaper paints. El Rondorio, local store around here, still don't have the Space Marine Eradicators. Anybody else having a tough time getting them? Well, if you don't want the multi-melter, then you can pick them up on eBay. You can pick up the Indominus ones. But yeah, I think Games Workshop has been having supply issues for like the last,
year.
14 months.
Mm-hmm.
Eradicators are cool though.
Rough time.
Mm-hmm. And they should just open up a couple more factories.
Too many tea breaks.
Jeff Hicks used to love Privateer Press for the art design. I have a few friends that work in Gamma and other gaming organizations, and they say they aren't doing well. And Crimson, it was arguably bigger back in Warhammer 40K was going through 5th and 6th edition. Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. When they were kind of, I don't know if they were neck and neck, but they felt like real competition for 40K.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Midicraft, I'm back. Supreme Tarantula Sorcerer. What clan are we painting these guys in? These guys are going to be in the Clan Orc. And the rules I'll use are whichever ones are best.
There you go.
Andy Crimson. I want metal boxes. El Rondorio. I have 8 boxes of Orc Boys and 8 boxes of Orc Knobs, including the one with the War Boss and his attack squig. I hope that's enough for an army. I mean, that's enough for a real 40K army.
Yeah.
like Kill Team is like 10 models each.
Yeah, that's an upsetting amount.
Yeah.
That's so many you're not going to finish them.
I have 2 boxes of boys.
That is a lot.
And Crimson, they're fairly thin paints to begin with. Doesn't require much thinning. Jeff Alford, you're not using your cool new glasses? No, I'm not. Yeah, these guys aren't particularly like fine fiddly details. I think I can make do without them. Minicraft. Reaper metallics are bad, not going to lie. And that's the thing. Every single paint brand out there is a little different.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them have great metallics. Some of them have horrible metallics. Some of them have horrible washes. Some of them have great washes. Some of them just have bad paint. Some of them have bad paint containers.
Some of them are bad.
Some of them just are bad. It'd be nice if one paint brand could just figure it out perfectly and then monopolize the market. And then charge a fortune.
Yeah.
I want to be the very best. Paint that no one ever was. To paint them is my real quest. To spill paint is my goal.
Citadel. Buy expensive paints.
Geeky Taniki Dini fan. Hello, love the green pale skin. I actually painted a different skin on all 5 of the orcs. Cause that's my thing. I paint a lot of diversity in my orcs.
How woke.
Mm-hmm. If you go back to the first stream, you'll see me just literally randomly selecting paints to use on each guy. Geeky Taniki D&D fan, I just ordered my first GW minis. Yay! Now the torturous wait for them to get here. Ooh, neat. Geeky Taniki, do you want to share what you got? Is it 40k? Is it Age of Sigmar?
Is it Blood Bowl?
Is it Blood Bowl?
It could be so many things.
Aeronautica Imperialis. The one with Titans.
Mm-hmm. Titans R Us.
Titans R Us. I don't think I've never once remembered the name of the Titan game. Is it just called Adeptus Titanicus?
I have no idea. I'm sure it's something really creative. Jeff Hicks, I just wish Citadel still sold their full paint sets. Sometimes I just want it all.
Nah, that's okay. They have a lot of bad colors.
Are you really going to use all those paints?
Yeah. Is it worth it to buy all of them in one go? TK Studio Prince. GW used to do great old brass paint, but it dried out way too fast. Well, when I say fast, in 5 years. I have a great old GW paint called Screaming Bell Copper? Or Screaming Bell Brass. It's a really, really, really dark copper color.
Mm-hmm.
And I have about a half pot of it, and I haven't quite found the perfect time to break it out.
I have that one too.
You probably bought them in 2015.
Yeah,
when they had been on the shelf for already 5 years.
We probably bought them together.
Yeah. We probably bought them out.
Mm-hmm. Probably
that was all the Screaming Bell in the state.
That's what happens when you open it. That's the sound it makes.
Supreme Tarantula Sorcerer, I recently got my first Intercessors. Yeah! Primaris Master Race! No one cares about the Squatty Marines anymore, right? No one has ever commented that the Primaris suck and that the old Marines are better.
Yeah. Isn't it kind of amazing that everybody just decided to go with Primaris?
Yeah.
Without any fights or any problems?
Everyone saw it and they're like, hey, that's super cool. Let's get on board with this.
Mm-hmm.
And there was peace on the internet, and everyone was hugging.
Yep.
It was great.
And a little making out. Don't forget that.
Mm-hmm.
I saw some of that. It was crazy.
Geeky Taniki D&D. I did different skin tones for my orc warband for Mordheim. Supreme Tarantula Sorcerer. Yeah. Adeptus Titanicus. Ooh. Oh, it is Adeptus Titanicus. Does anybody call it Adeptus Titanicus?
I mean, you just did. I think you just started a new thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice classy thing to to spice it up.
Joe Draco's, I have mini Marines. I have mini Marines too, and I love them dearly, but they're not the future.
Jeff Hicks, that's fair. Maybe I don't need all of the Games Workshop paints.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not.
Brian Hoffman, do you prefer painting metal or plastic minis? Plastic all day, every day. Metal sucks. Arte Odontologica? Hello, friends. Bretta's hot take, Primaris are better. Primaris are better. Andy Crimson, peace on the internet? Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah,
wild. It was absolutely wild. We'll probably never see it again, and we'll probably... It'd never been seen before, and we'll never see it again.
Exactly. It was wild.
Rhaegar, did somebody say tit?
Perfect.
Rondorio, Major Kill probably calls it that. He probably does call it that. Jamie Halukoff. Hey guys, love your channel. Well, thanks, Jamie Halukoff.
Wow. How nice.
Mm-hmm. Paint Cat. Hot take. Bones Black is the best to paint on. Not metal or plastic. Bones Black is the best to paint on? You mean bones? Or is bone black a thing?
Is it made out of bones like the Mummy Brown? Joe Dracos. To heck with the future. Long live the past.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Brian Hoffman. I always like the outcome of my metal minis over my plastic minis. Well, you do you, but metal is worse. There may be a video coming out soon about how metal is worse.
Mm-hmm.
I have worked with plenty of metal models. I own plenty of metal models. I own metal dreadnoughts that I have built and pinned and painted.
That's how invested you are.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But they're worse. They do not make for good game pieces.
I mean, but what if you want to throw them at people?
That's true. Yeah, as a weapon, they're great. 10 out of 10.
TK Studio Prince. Oh, I can't wait to comment on that one, Jay. I can't wait either.
Geeky Taniki Dini fan. Bones Black Reaper minis. Oh, yeah. Is that the PVC line? I feel like isn't the Bones when they've when they're done producing a mini in pewter and they move it to PVC?
I don't know if I saw, because they're located in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
I heard that they were having some problems because of the cold a week or two ago.
Huh.
I wonder if they I haven't checked in on them recently.
They had to eat their minis to survive.
Yeah.
They started with the pewter, but then they had to move to the plastics.
Mm-hmm.
They had to burn the resin for warmth.
Yeah. Half the factory. This is before they couldn't use half the factory because it was all frozen.
Oh my goodness. Under Reaper Bones black resin. Or Reaper Bones black resin. It supposedly doesn't need primer. Joe Draco's try Metal Sentinels. Yep. I wouldn't want to. I'd like to get the beautiful, perfect plastic ones that I own 3 of.
Mm-hmm.
Paint Cat. Bones Black is a higher res, less bendy Bones plastic. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I don't really love Reaper Bones. It's a little bit too rubbery for me. Doesn't hold amazing detail.
You don't hold amazing detail.
Jamie Halukov, congrats on saying my last name super close. Small victories.
Yeah. You can't win them all, but you can get a small amount. It's like winning $5 in the lottery.
You almost weren't wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people tell me all the time, you're not as dumb as you look.
Mm-hmm.
They say you got a great face for radio, but you got a great voice for the silent pictures.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much crushing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we've been saying that for years, and you still haven't given up.
Joe Draco's. I should paint my Tyranid gargoyles. I need them for an event on Saturday. Procrastination is king. Yeah. Tyranid gargoyles are sweet.
They are.
Per Alby. Hello from Sweden. I'm sure I nailed that one too.
Yeah. World War Art. Hello.
World War Art
are looking good. Long time no see.
Yeah.
Long time no world.
Mm-hmm. Paint Cat. I would compare WizKids minis to Wet Toast. I've seen a lot of stores near me that used to carry Reaper. I feel like have switched to WizKids. Which I'm super bummed about, because even though the WizKids are, I don't know, they're sort of better. I don't know. Reaper just has some fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Rhaegar, that's crazy, because people tell me you're not as smart as you look.
People just tell me I'm not smart. They're straightforward with it.
Alby is Eel Village in Swedish.
You learn something new every day.
Dr. Jokel, hey Jay, can you hold up one of those Malifaux minis up alongside one of these orcs to get an idea of the size difference? I'm on it.
They are definitely itty bitty. The itty bitty mini. Yeah, I was surprised how small those miniatures are. Like, I would hate to see the trolls and stuff, how small they can be.
All right. Boop. So Malifaux is actually in a bigger scale than 40K, but the proportions are all, like, correct. So they don't have, like, giant heads and giant hands like a 40K model. So the details are significantly smaller. And they're much more difficult to put together. They're much closer to, like, an actual, like, model car or a model airplane. They come in a lot more pieces, but I'm really enjoying them.
Mm-hmm.
TK City Prince. Remember, folks, we don't care if you press thumbs up or down. We just care if you hit one. That's the Crazy Peeps. We all are. So since you're here, hit the subscribe and be mad like us.
Perfect.
El Rondero. Hey, Jay, I was watching your video earlier today about the magnifying headset, and I must admit, your face comes up in some disturbing places. Ooh.
I don't know what that means. It could not even tell you.
Augustus, hey mate. Hi. Now make them kiss. Just kidding. Those Malifaux look delicate in a great way. Mm-hmm. Yumi Shoku. Dude, I saw the Malifaux stuff just earlier today, and I'm so tempted to get those mannequins. They are dope. Yeah! And what drew me to them was I actually studied costume design in college, and so I have spent hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours of my life making costumes and dresses on mannequin forms just like that. So I love the idea of a magical one that can kill people.
Don't we all?
Mm-hmm.
Now make them kiss. That was good. World War Art. I've been working on some of my Blood Bowl models this week. What are you working on, Nick? I'm working on my kill team. Paint up some teeth.
Are they going to be all ready for this Saturday?
No.
Oh.
Are you kidding me? Nope. I paint for an hour, and that's how much I paint.
Mm.
And I'm really slow.
Well, that's okay, because you play like Adeptus Custodes or something, right? Like, yeah, like 10 models.
Right. Mm-hmm. Exactly. I'm a really slow painter.
Dark Avenger 3510. Hey. I know I'm super getting into Malifaux, and I'm putting together the Arcanists Performers Guild, or Arcanist Performers like crew. But then I reached out to the weird people, and they said that a getting started box is coming. So I think I might pick that up, and then me and Nick might demo the game.
Mm-hmm.
And talk about it a little more. And I might finally get to make one of my dream videos, which is play X game today, where I just talk in simple terms about exactly what you need to do and what you need to get to play any particular game that day.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Draco's. Turns out the Custodes are evil. Well, at least some of them anyway. Evil like they do bad things, because that's probably all of them. Evil like they join chaos, because I don't think that's possible. I don't think a Custode can join chaos. Or is that the Grey Knights? I know no Grey Knight has ever fallen to chaos, allegedly. And if Custodes are better than Grey Knights, then presumably they also cannot fall to chaos. Allegedly.
Rhaegar, Nick's burps sound like sheep buying. Hilariously enough, I've never burped on stream. So, it's the sheep talking.
Joe Draco's. I have to spoil something. Spoil away! What is it? Is it a book? What's it called? I'll read it. Brian Hoffman. A how-to play series from this channel would be sick. Yeah!
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's my dream project. The only thing is it takes a lot of work because you have to play the game and get to know it and know what to do and what to buy. And
right. And to make a good video, you have to be an expert.
Yeah.
Just like all those motivational speakers and the people that talk about stocks.
Paint every day. Ideas are shit. You have to have a good idea, though. The product doesn't matter as long as you have a good product. Yumi Shuko, do you have any advice for newbies getting into the miniature painting world when it comes to getting past the whole, but I can see unpainted primer mentality when you can't get a brush to it? Well, I mean, if you prime with black, then technically you're always, you already have your darkest shadows done. So it doesn't really matter if there's a little bit of primer showing in areas that a brush just can't get to, because naturally that area would be dark anyway. I have stopped priming with anything but black, because it's just, sometimes a model can look a little odd if you prime it white, and then like everything under its armpits are white, you know, under its butt is white, like everything, no matter where it would be in terms of lighting, it's just white. So I actually like to prime everything in black. So you can kind of just consider it your base coat. And it's okay to have visible primer. You probably don't want too much of it, but you could also prime in a color to try to trick people. Like you could prime with a dark gray, or just put a dark gray base coat over everything, just to help hide that, you know, primer black. Jay, you're talking about Chaos like they're the bad guys. Oh. Mason Reuter, getting my Skaven start collecting this week. Age of Sigmar, here I come. Skaven are sweet. Love Skaven.
Dark Avenger 3510. I should get some Malifaux.
Ooh, maybe. Andy Crimson. Yeah, like no Sisters of Battle ever fell to Chaos. Allegedly. Joe Dracos. The Bequin series reveals that Constantine Valdor is the king in yellow. Constantine Valdor is alive? Isn't he the guy who got executed like 1 billion years ago before the Sisters of Battle were even a thing? Augustus. Hey, I'm making a YouTube channel. Oh, that's great. You should join the Discord and then share your YouTube channel with our community content page. We'll check it out.
Yeah.
Joe Dracos. First, GW primers aren't actually primers. They say so on the can. There are also very few true black primers. So you mean it's not primer, like it's technically just like a paint? And then true black primer meaning like true black, not like gray? Because typically primers are very, very matte. And very, very matte black looks like gray. Dark Avenger 3 of 10. What about the Dark Angels? All Dark Angels are loyalists, and if you hear otherwise, it's blasphemy. Yu Mishuku? No, there's one that actually acknowledged to have fallen to Chaos. Wow. Neat. Well, hopefully he was no longer actively defending the Emperor when he fell to Chaos. Andy Crimson. Once I finish with my Metal Volunteer Commissions and Sisters of Battle, I'm going to pick up the Ossiarch Boner Boy box.
Ooh.
Those are cool models. If you want a little Ossiarch Bone Raper love, a YouTuber called Ninjon has a wonderful video where he paints like 2,000 points in a day or in a weekend.
It's a very good video.
Mm-hmm. World War Art. You should try to paint an entire mini with only washes, maybe on a display mini. I've had this idea kicking around of what is the easiest way for people to paint if they hate painting. Like if somebody buys something and they're like, I don't want to paint. I don't want to own a bunch of paints. I don't want it to make painting a thing, but I want to play the game. And so I was like, well, what if they buy like a rattle can black and a rattle can white and give themselves a zenithal and then buy a couple of washes? Could they get something that looks decent and is just like done quickly?
Mm-hmm.
I would love to try something like that. Because some people don't like painting. And that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Draco's. Yeah, Games Workshop is a spray paint. Ah. Well, I would never use it anyway, because isn't it like $216 a can?
Yeah. It's $230 now.
Ah, okay.
Sure, just raise the price.
Dark Avenger 3510. What about the Fallen? That doesn't make sense, Dark Avenger 3510. There's no such thing. All Dark Angels are loyalists. Yumi Shuko? Oh no, a sister. She's a champion of Slaanesh now. Muriel Sabathiel. Ah. Allegedly. Allegedly she was a sister of battle. Joey Flores. Honestly, I'd say the black with white Zenithal looks decent as is. Yeah, that's true. Maybe if they Zenithal with a color? I don't know. I'll have to do some testing.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Jokel. I doubt people who don't like painting want to bother with a Zenithal highlight. Well, my thought logic is they don't want to paint, but they still want to have decent minis to play the game with. And so I'm trying to think of like what is the simplest way, because the Zenithal, it's pretty easy. You prime black, you take your model, you take your white paint, you just go psh, and then you get a little something in terms of highlights.
We should find someone that really hates painting and then teach them how to do it.
Ah, that could be really good. I know just the person, but we'll have to pick them up.
I get it.
That joke was just for Nick.
Yep. I like that one. That was a really good one. If you guys knew, you guys would be laughing right now.
Yep. Jeff Hicks. I've seen some people that are less inclined to get into painting to the contrast paint route. Yeah, that works too. Mm-hmm. They're pretty pricey though. And they don't look that great.
Ooh.
Alejandro, I knew a guy who would prime his minis in gray, then stand far away from the minis and then hit them with a white spray and black spray so the paint would have black and white dots all over it. His camo. Brian Hoffman, if you could have any Primarch return, who would you pick? Horus. Let's just end it. Joe Draco's. To answer the question about people who don't like to paint, commissions work is the best answer. Yeah, that's if they want to get good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Dark Avenger 3510. I cannot afford contrast because I don't want to sell a kidney. Yeah, you don't want to sell another one, right? That second one is hard to let go of.
Yeah.
Brett asks, the best way for a non-painter to paint their army is to find someone who likes to paint and knows how to do it, have them come up with a simple scheme that looks good for them. World War Art. I tried to do a wash on top of Zenithal highlights, but it didn't come out very well. User error? I don't know. Sometimes the wash paints are too dark and they don't take advantage of the Zenithal very, very well.
It depends on the wash.
Depends on the wash. It can be a lot of things.
Bruh.
Yeah, no, because what I really want is to create a gimmick. A gimmick that'll get them like 60% of the way to decent models that they can just replicate. Like, okay, I want to play, I want to play Blood Angels. I don't want to paint. All of my friends paint. They're idiots. I don't want to do it, but I still want to play. So I'll get the 2 cans, black paint, white paint, and then I'll get a red wash.
Mm-hmm.
And then be like, varnish? Who cares about varnish? It's paint. It'll cure. It'll be decently strong.
Mm-hmm.
No need for varnish. Basing. Who said anything about basing?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I also really want to do a basing video on clear bases.
Ooh.
They were a little bit of a fad a few years ago, but I think they're kind of legitimately a good idea.
Mm-hmm. I can't wait to see how you're going to do clear sand and clear texture paste.
Yeah. I know. Somebody had the dumbest argument about why clear is bad. They're like, well, if somebody takes their model to a to a paint competition, and should they get full points for a base if it's just clear? Like, okay, well, number one, that'll never happen.
Mm-hmm.
And number two, no, they wouldn't get full points because it's just clear.
Yeah.
They'd probably get whatever points come with a plain base. But like, especially like sometimes doesn't it look a little bad when like you've got like lava bases but you're pushing them around a desert table? Yeah. Like the clear base is always going to match wherever you're playing.
That's true.
Which is kind of nice.
Paint the rim of the base clear.
Yeah. Everybody get out your clear paint.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Drokel, the most attractive color to the human eye are yellow and red. That's why many businesses, especially fast food, use those colors in their logo. McDick's. The golden arches.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Draco's. Green.
Brian Hoffman. Mirror bases.
Mm-hmm. Yumi Shuko. Clear paint, isn't that varnish or medium? No. Not like clear paint, like you paint it on so the model's clear.
Ah, yes. Like you can see through it.
Yeah.
Like glass.
Mm-hmm.
It's possible.
Yeah. If you just believe.
Mm-hmm. And join our Kickstarter.
I'm sure whatever company makes black is black and pink is pink, I'm sure they're working on it.
Clear is clear.
Clear is clear.
And that's what we're working on. We just started our Kickstarter. So make sure you give us money, and then you might get a product.
We need $200,000.
No, we need $5 million.
$5 million. Yeah, we need a half a bill, really.
Mm-hmm. But you know what? We can make that. We can make that for you.
Elon Musk retweeted us. We're looking good.
Yeah, it's happening.
Yumi Shuko. Ah, yes, good old spray on invisibility, as seen on Shark Tank.
Mm-hmm.
World War Art. Is there a varnish that doesn't affect how glossy or matte the paint is? Nope. Any varnish is always going to change the look a little. Or a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of a little or a lot, it's about that time, folks.
It's exactly over that time,
yeah!
folks.
You guys got an extra minute out of us.
Mm-hmm. So we'll be back tomorrow at 9 p.m. Central. And we had a video out today, so if you haven't watched it, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Watch that video.
Good night, everyone.
All right, good night.
End.